Hey everyone, this is Kim Quady with KimPlaysWithPaper.com. I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Mesa, Arizona, and I love to show you what I have been working on in my craft room. And this week I was working on a card for a blog hop. For those of you who don't know what a blog hop is, it's a group of stampers who get together and create a project and then give you links in a blog post so that you can follow along and get all kinds of inspiration. So this blog hop, we chose the theme of a fun fold. So it's the Stamper Dozen blog hop. And I have a fun fold. And so I thought it was going to be best to show you exactly how I created the fun fold. So be sure to go to my blog at KimPlaysWithPaper.com. There will be measurements, and there will also be a list of other stampers who are doing different fun folds. So if you want some information, be sure to follow along with that. So without much more talking on my part, let's get down to the crafting, and I'll show you the card that that I'm working on, that I'm going to show you today. And this 2 stamps sets that I'm using come from Stampin' Up's September through December 2023 mini catalog. So I will be using the Beary Cute stamp set, and that has a coordinating bear punch. I'm also going to be using the Joy to You stamp set. I've been having so much fun with these words. It's just, at first glance, it's like, oh, words, but oh my gosh, I've been doing some really fun things with it. So today is one of them as well. So let's show you, it's a flip card. So this is the flip card, and it opens just like so. So that's, just a fun little different fold for you to try. So I'm going to be showing you how to make that today and giving you some dimensions as well. All right, so for this card, I started out with a cherry cobbler base, and that measures, that's why I love my grid paper, 5.5 by 6.5. And I have scored it at 2 1/4. So I'm going to bring in my bone folder and give that a burnish. So we're ready for that. And then for my stamping, I have a basic white 5 1/4 by 4. And that's going to go right in here. So I'm going to do the stamping on that next. Using my Stampin' Pierce mat, because the stamps that I'm using are from the Beary Cute are the photopolymer, and they just need a little bit more cushion on them. So the trees from this Beary Cute, right here and right here, you'll find those. And I'm going to be using Garden Green. And I know I've made this other card, so I know that I want my tree right about here, so that you, when it's closed, you'll be able to still see that tree. So I'm going to do the outline first. Again, maybe I'll give a quick practice on my grid paper. Looks good. Put that right about here. This is called 2-step stamping. Then I'm going to ink up this more solid image. Could use a little bit more ink on there. And you can see, the awesome thing about these photopolymer stamps is you can just see on top, and it's not going to be perfect because it's not meant to be that way. So there we have that, and I'll set those aside. And then I do have a little piece of Designer Series paper, and this comes from a Walk in the Forest designer series paper. That's where this piece comes from. This piece is a 1/2 inch by 5 1/4. What's interesting, or what's so awesome about this designer series paper, that $3 from the purchase of every package of the Walk in the Forest goes directly to organizations that will help children, needy children, have a good holiday. So I've purchased a couple of packages of that and intend to buy a few more. So that's ready there. And then I have this also from that paper pack. It measures 5 1/4 by 2. And I'll put that on the front. I'll show you where that goes. What's cool about this is it coordinates. You can cut out the trees with the merriest trees and the bear images with that bear punch. Okay, so that's kind of what it's going to look like. But before we can do anything else, we need to have the flip portion. So I will bring in, I have a basic white cardstock, and that measures 2 1/2 by 3 1/2, and we have to do some stamping. Here is the image from that Joy to You stamp set, sending good tidings in this season of cheer. So if I'm going to be showing you the marker to stamp technique. If you haven't done this before, I am using Stampin' Up's Stampin Write Markers, and they come in color families. So I found the Garden Green and the Cherry Cobbler in the Regals collection. We also have the Brights, the Subtles, neutrals, and then for both in colors. If you aren't familiar with Stampin' Up's markers, we just revamped the markers this year. So there's a nice brush tip on one end, and then this is what's different is we have a nice new tip on there. So you'll be able, like say that you are doing your Christmas cards and you want to write a matching message, you can just write like that. Now let me show you. This is the well, that's the shaded spruce, so I need to get the Garden Green out, but I'm glad I did that. So here's the old marker, and it has that old plastic tip. So let me show you the difference. And so if you don't have these markers, you'll want to put them on your wish list. This is how the old one, it didn't write so well. So these are an awesome addition to your crafting repertoire. So what I need to do is just, I take my marker tip and I just color the letters. And this is a little tedious, but it sure lets you get different colors on that stamp. And this is a really good stamp for that because you could color each line a different color, and just so if you'll just bear with me, I'm going to put the Garden Green on. I did go grab the new one out of my package. Make sure I get that, and then I'll bring in my Cherry Cobbler and do some coloring on my stamp. This is a fun technique. It does work on photopolymer, but it works best on Stampin' Up's red rubber. And again, I really like this stamp set for that purpose. And the brush tip makes it really, really easy to do that. So I'm just going to make sure I have good coverage on that. And then I'm going to do something. So some of that ink, I'm just going to give it a little huff with my breath. Kind of blow on those on those words to kind of reinvigorate that ink, and then going to press down evenly and firmly on my white cardstock that's 3.5 by 2.5. Pull that off, and that looks awesome. I think we've done really well with that. And then I'm going to layer that on this cherry cobbler cardstock. So the cherry cobbler measures 2 3/4 by 4 1/4, and it's scored at 3 3/4. And I'll show you how we're going to work with that. So I'm scoring it here. This is going to be the flap. So you can see that flap. So what we're going to do is stick this onto our card base. But I'm going to just do a little trim here with my snips and make it just a little tab. And then I'm going to bring in my tear and tape. That's always a nice adhesive to use when you're making treat packets or you need something strong. Give that a burnish. Pull that off. And that will tuck right here. I guess maybe we should set that on there as a guide. So I think right here, we're just going to line up that score mark with the top of the card and burnish that. And then that will be our flap. So we can put the middle of our card in. I'm going to use my Stampin' Seal Plus. So you can see the card coming together with that flip fun fold. Remember, the directions will be on my blog at kimplayswithpaper.com. Contact me if you have any questions at all, but there's so many different designs and themes you can use. I was inspired by a card that one of my team members created for my team, Crazy Cash, and I was inspired by her card. And I'm sorry, I didn't... I'd have to step away to go grab that. So let's just see. So that's coming together really nicely. And then I need, of course, some ribbon. This is the green ribbon from the green and red combo pack. And you'll find that in the annual, Stampin' Up's annual catalog. So I'll just tie a quick bow. I always say quick bow, but when I'm on camera, it's not always so quick. Sometimes it can be really painful watching me do the bow. I should maybe do these ahead of my videos, but I did not. So I'll just get it to be the size I want here. Use a glue dot. I usually take a glue dot and put it on the back of that knot there, and I'm going to add it to the front of the card. All of those little details certainly help make the card. And then we need some jewels. So I love these festive pearls. They come in cherry cobbler. So let's grab a few of those to decorate our tree. So we need a little one at the top of our tree. And maybe one just to decorate the branches a little bit. You could put as many jewels on here as your little heart desires. And that one will be hidden there, but so there we have our flip fun fold card using Stampin' Up's Beary Cute stamp set with the trees and the Joy to Use stamp set that are both found in Stampin' Up's September through December 2023 mini catalog. I hope you enjoyed this fun fold video. If you have any questions, please get in touch and I will help you as best I can. If you'd like to see this card and the cutting directions, find it online at kimplayswithpaper.com. Thanks so much, everybody, for watching, and we will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.